All right, 10:35, so we will kick off our next breakout session entitled Beyond Olive Oil and Avocado, Why Macadamia Oil is the Next Frontier in Culinary and Functional Fats. It's my pleasure to welcome Morgan Roy, CEO of Jindilli Farms. Morgan is the CEO of Jindilli Farms, a family-owned company specializing in regeneratively farmed macadamia oil products. With a background in sustainable agriculture and product innovation, Morgan leads Jindilli's mission to deliver high-quality, eco-friendly skincare and culinary oils, bridging Australian farming traditions with global wellness markets. Welcome, Morgan.
Thank you for that introduction, and lovely to be here. I am sometimes quite tall. Can you hear me okay? Yeah? All right. This is going to be a little bit shorter than what I expected because I actually came to the airport after this to fly to Australia. Now, I actually live here in Chicago. I've been in the US for 20 years, but obviously originally from Australia, so hopefully you can all understand me. Obviously, we're going to talk about some functional fats, specifically macadamia oil. Before I get into that, hands up, everybody's had macadamia nut, right? Now, was it covered in chocolate? Was it in a cookie? In some ice cream? Yeah. It's very rare that anybody has an unroasted, unsalted macadamia nut. And that's what we're going to focus on today. The non-food products in regards to the nut. We're going to be talking about cold-pressed macadamia oil. As mentioned, I am the CEO of Jindilli Farms, a family-owned business. We actually have our own farms in Australia. I'm going to be on that farm in 48 hours, very excited. But let's get out of the way. Okay. Over the last decade, olive and avocado oils have redefined consumer expectations. They've shifted our perception of what healthy fats can be. But we're on a tipping point. A new generation of oils is emerging, and one particular stands out as the new next frontier, macadamia oil. Today, I'll share why macadamia oil is uniquely positioned to meet the evolving needs of both consumers and formulators, from clean label performance to environmental impact. The global edible oils market is huge. It's $240 billion, but not all oils are created equal. As consumers shift toward healthier, sustainable, functional ingredients, the limitations of traditional seed oils have become clear. Poor oxidative stability, inconsistent flavor, and heavy environmental footprint. So the question becomes, what's next? Which oil delivers on nutrition, functionality, and sustainability all at once? So, macadamia oil, an underutilized powerhouse, with up to 85% monounsaturated fats, higher than both olive oil and avocado oil. Macadamia oil offers heart-healthy nutrition, a high smoke point of about 410 Fahrenheit, which is about 210 Celsius, and a naturally buttery flavor that elevates food without overpowering it. It's a rare combination of performance, purity, and premium sensory experience. Here's kind of a little look at some of the different oils that are out there. You can see olive oil is about 73% monounsaturated, avocado 70, canola 62, with macadamia being way up there at 85% monounsaturated oil. The higher the monounsaturated content means greater heart health benefits and improved oxidative stability, with a better omega-3 to omega-6 balance. In other words, macadamia oil is olive oil upgraded. Now let's dig a little bit deeper in what that means. Oxidative stability is the measure of how resistant an oil is to rancidity. Now this just isn't a lab metric, it's a hidden differentiator and a commercial advantage. In this chart, you'll see how macadamia has a higher resistance to rancidity over all other oils. Because, as we mentioned before, the extremely high monounsaturated fat content. Now, from now on, I'm going to call that MUFA. Right? You're familiar with MUFA? Sounds funny when I say MUFA. MUFA is a chemically stable because they have only one double bond per fatty acid chain, making them less prone to oxidation than polyunsaturated fats. PUFAs and PUFAs. Fewer PUFAs mean fewer reactive sites for oxygen to attack, leading to much slower rancidity formation and better shelf stability. Macadamia oil contains vitamin E, basically, and phytosterols, which act as natural antioxidants, neutralizing free radicals, further delaying oxidative breakdown. Now, the other main point is the low linoleic and linoleic acids. This is a key differentiator. It's why macadamia oil remains clear and aromatic long after the other oils have darkened and developed, gone rancid. And the last point again was the high smoke point of about 410 degrees Fahrenheit. Macadamia oil resists polymerization and breakdown under heat. So what are the advantages? This means longer shelf life, consistent taste, and better performance in high heat applications. This is a huge win for both formulators and consumers. So again, what does this mean? Well, for packaged goods and snacks, oxidative stability has major benefits. Extended shelf life, fresher flavor, fewer returns, cleaner sensory profile, no bitter or cardboard notes, reduced additives, less need for vitamin E, tossicals, or rosemary extract, better nutrition, fewer harmful byproducts from oxidation, and operational efficiency, longer fry cycles, and lower oil turnover, meaning if you're using it for deep frying, for example, potato chips, you could use it many more times than you could other seed oils. So oxidative stability isn't just a lab metric, it's a commercial advantage. Now, how does that transfer to culinary advantages as well? In the kitchen, macadamia oil is as versatile as it gets. It's the most common question I get asked is, what do you use it for? It's literally, you just replace whatever oil you're using in the kitchen, macadamia oil is just as versatile. Its high smoke point makes it perfect for roasting, searing, and frying. Its buttery, neutral flavor makes it ideal for dressings, marinades, and baked goods. Chefs love that it enhances flavor rather than competes with it. And because it performs beautifully across all temperatures, it's equally suited for fine dining and large-scale food service. Clean label. This is kind of getting back towards the farm now. This is where macadamia oil really shines. Whether it's a clean label dressing, snack coating, or plant-based meal, macadamia oil supports brands seeking to remove seed oils while maintaining performance. It's a functional fat that meets label claims. Non-GMO, high oleic, and naturally stable. No chemical processing required. It's, as we've mentioned before, it's naturally stable. No need for synthetic or preservatives. Enables shorter ingredient lists. Delivers functional performance without processing. It aligns with consumer demand for transparency. People want authenticity, sustainability, and simplicity. Elevates brand trust through ingredient integrity and sourcing transparency, and creates an opportunity for clean innovation. It supports free from positionings, free from seed oil, non-GMO, regenerative, and empowers formulators to innovate without compromise on performance or flavor. Now, here are some trends that macadamia oil kind of aligns with. Consumers today are smarter and more value-driven. They're seeking functional fats that support heart and brain health. Consumers are reframing fats as functional nutrients, not enemies. Growth in brain health and longevity diets, for example, the keto diet, Mediterranean diet, macadamia oil's monounsaturated profile supports this smart fat movement. Climate-conscious sourcing. Shoppers are increasingly connect diet with environmental impact. High demand for oils produced by regenerative and water-efficient systems. Macadamia orchards sequester carbon and restore oil, which is a Stats are the new pantry status symbol. Like avocado was 7 to 10 years ago. I'm starting to see a lot more on TikTok and Instagram of influencers talking about functional fats such as macadamia oil. Macadamia oil delivers indulgence and health, luxury with purpose. And lastly, clean labels and transparency. Seed oil free and recognisable ingredients are top purchase motivators. Formulators want single ingredient, minimally processed oils. Macadamia oil enables shorter ingredient lists and clear consumer trust. So macadamia oil sits perfectly at the intersection of these four drivers. It's premium but accessible, indulgent but health forward. Alright, time to shift gears. There's a lot of science talk there, a lot of stats and stuff. So we're going to just shift gears a little bit, but I'm actually going to show you a little bit of footage of what a macadamia farm looks like. And again, this is where I'm going to be in about 48 hours, just to make it jealous. Hopefully it's top of the ridge up there, that's my brother's house. That's where it is. Sorry, my brother manages our main macadamia farm. It's about 50,000 trees on his farm. 1 mile from the Pacific Ocean, the northern rivers part of New South Wales, which is on the east coast of Australia. Subtropical climate. Amazing. Beautiful. That's where I spent Christmas while you're shivering here in the snow. I'll be flip-flops and board shorts. Yeah, not many people know what nuts look like on the tree. They're kind of maybe just smaller than a ping pong ball. So it's like a coconut, it has a green husk. And when harvest time happens, that green husk opens up. And then the nut in shell, so it's a brown shell, again, just like a coconut, drops to the ground. And then a machine, much like a golf ball collecting machine, will come around and pick all the nuts up. And then that goes off to the processing facility to crack the shell and then sort it into different sizes. Learn so much about macadamia nuts. There's 12 different sizes of macadamia nuts. The big brown one is what they call size 0, because that's looks like a big 0, and then it goes all the way to size 12, which is kind of like dust or little shards of macadamia nut, and that's actually what we make the oil out of. The oil is kind of a byproduct of the macadamia shavings that we can't actually use for the edible nuts. So there you go. Okay, so now you've seen the farm. Now we'll talk a little bit about regenerative agriculture. At Jindilli Farms, the story begins with the soil, the rich, red volcanic soil of the east coast of Australia. Our family-owned macadamia orchards in Australia are managed using regenerative agriculture, improving soil health and increasing carbon sequestration and reducing water usage. Another common question is, because people know a bit about the almond industry in the US, they sort of say, oh yeah, how much water do you have to draw out? No irrigation here. This is all natural rainfall. We don't even measure what it is because it just naturally falls out of the sky. There's no need for pumping in water from any of the streams or rivers or anything like that. So we're very proud of that. Macadamia trees are perennial and long-lived. The oldest macadamia tree known in Australia, so in existence since, I guess, European settlement. It's been probably 250 years. It's still producing macadamia nuts to this day. I forgot to say at the beginning, macadamias are native to Australia, not Hawaii. It's a native tree to Australia, so I forgot to mention that at the beginning. So the area that this is, it just has the perfect climate to grow macadamias. Perfect sunshine, perfect rainfall, perfect climate. What sets Jindilli apart is our seed-to-shelf control. We grow, press, package our oil with full traceability. This means consistent quality, transparency, and the ability to support partners in both retail and food service. We're not just another supplier, we're building the macadamia oil category from the ground up. Regenerative by design. My brother, I should have probably put a picture of him. He is as hippie as it gets. Yeah, he was doing regenerative farming before you guys knew what regenerative farming was. Actually, I probably shouldn't say this, but before he was growing macadamias, he was growing something else and started to let it in. Don't talk to yourself, I said that. Healthy soils yield nutrient-dense nuts and cleaner tasting oil. Sustainability that improves flavour, better for you and better for the earth. It's single region tracing. Now, we don't get all the nuts that we use for the oil from one farm. We've got impact, high efficiency, cold pressed, zero waste production. Oil is upcycled from pressing the unsellable macadamia pieces. So maybe I see these are size 0s and size 1s and 2s. We're producing the oil from something that is shaping and dust. Grain-fed nuts equals a cleaner, purer oil that aligns with clean label formulation goals. And the high oxidative stability, functionality, and sensory benefits prove that there's science-backed performance. Formal case studies are underway. Our current R&D collaborations already validate macadamia oil's superior stability, clean label potential, and sensory performance. The enthusiasm we're seeing from partner brands is a strong early signal of where the category is headed. In fact, I was hoping that I would have some samples of these chips that we are cooking with macadamia oil. Unfortunately, the supply that's doing it for us just a little bit delayed, so come back next year and I'll have some samples for you. So we're very excited because avocado has become, a lot of chip companies promoting pretty much the main thing on their bag is avocado oil. We're hoping that from our testing that they'll see that macadamia oil, because of the oxidative, the stability, will have a much sort of crispier feel to the chip. Let's see. Oh. What did I do? Ta-da. Now here's where the opportunity really opens up. The global premium oils market, led by olive, avocado, and coconut, is growing between 4 to 7% annually. Macadamia oil, as an emerging segment, is projected to grow closer to 8 to 9%, outpacing all other premium fats. That's the advantage of being early in a category with so much headroom. The next wave of growth from the 240 billion edible oils market will come from high-performance, value-driven fats. Macadamia oil is perfectly positioned to lead that shift. Now, future plans, future innovation. For us, macadamia oil isn't just a product, it's a platform for innovation. We're exploring clean label mayonnaise, dressing, non-dairy creamers. Some of you may be familiar with another company I've been involved with, which is Macadamia, which is a macadamia milk. We're all kind of a connected sister company. So we're now sort of seeing what other products we can make with the oil. Wherever the next evolution of better fats happens, macadamia belongs there. Further to this, the usage application are not just food products. Skincare is also a huge opportunity for macadamia oil, as you can see by our range of beauty products that are used in spas and hotels all across the US. Why is that? Well, macadamia oil is high in a substance called palmitoleic acid C16.1. And we actually produce that in our body when we're babies. That's why baby skin is so gorgeous. As we age, we get our teenage years, we actually start producing a lot of that substance, and that's perhaps why we get a little bit of acne and things go a little bit crazy in those years with hormones. In our mid-20s, our body starts to switch that substance off, and that's when we start to age and get wrinkles. But our body is smart. It knows that there's certain areas of our skin that needs to have palmitoleic acid still produced. And one of those areas, there's two areas, one of those areas is the most damaged and used part of our skin. Does anyone have any idea what part of your body that is? Hands, some people say hands, face, getting close with the face. Your eyelids. We blink millions of times throughout our lifetime, so palmitoleic acid is still produced in our eyelids. The second area is the, won't get into that. So we're basically putting something back onto our skin and our body that we once produced a lot of when we were babies. So that's why we do a skincare range as well. Now, in closing, I'll leave you with this. We've gone beyond seed oils, beyond olive, beyond avocado, and we're entering the macadamia era. At Jindilli Farms, we believe that better fats make better food for people, for performance, and for the planet. We actually have some samples on the back table. If you'd like to please taste the difference, you're welcome to take one and see firsthand why macadamia oil is the future of functional fats. Thank you very much.
trying to understand the upcycled element of how macadamias, they go for, can be used in nuts, your macadamia milk, and the zeros for the oil.
So this is where the farm and the processing factory make the most money, right? Selling these nuts that you roast and you salt and you flavor and you have in the bags at Costco, that's where the most money lies. Most of Australia's nut crop actually goes to Southeast Asia, Japan, Korea. But then as it gets into smaller bits, so you can't see so far away, but there's halves here, there's quarters, they're all different sizes. So the quarters, they'll be sent to a cookie manufacturer to do cookies. The little smaller ones might go to an ice cream factory. But then it gets down to a certain size where usually we would just split that up and just go in the trash. But now, with the ability to press into oil and to grind into a paste, so Macadamia is made out of ground up macadamia nuts. There's no wastage in that. Almond milk is actually, you soak the almonds and then you squeeze, and then that's what you use for the base of the almond milk, and then they throw away the leftovers that's in the bag. But with macadamias, every part of the nut is used. Even the shell. The shell is used to go back into the furnace lines that run the steam lines in the factory. The husk is used for cattle feed. So every part of the macadamia nut is upcycled. Yeah. And that's it. Right. Sure.
Hi, that was a lovely presentation. My question is, how do sourcing, harvesting, and processing decisions affect the oxidative stability of the oil?
So from the farm, it's a nut and shell. So the nut is sealed inside a very thick shell. It goes, all the processing factory is all climate controlled. It's what do you call the pressurized factory that has negative pressure. So there's no, because it's quite humid in that area, so there's no humidity coming to the factory. And then before it's pressed, it's then stored in refrigerated storage systems. And then it's shipped. We ship the oil from Australia here in large 2,000-pound totes, which are aseptic, sealed. So at each step of the process, it's always sealed, no air, even until it's bottled. Now, the question we get asked is, why do we do it in a clear bottle? Because we know that it's very stable, and we also want to try and show the colour. Now, there are other oils out there. There's oil from South Africa, there's oil from Hawaii, but I wish I had some South African oil. You can see the difference in the colour. A lot of the time, other oils are made using roasted nuts, which obviously denatures the flavour, denatures the original way it's supposed to be. We want to focus on that beautiful golden colour that comes from Australia. Very proud of that. So that's why we do it in a clear bottle, because we know that it's not going to be really affected by the sunlight or anything like that. So, yeah. That's good. Good question. So, allergens, very common question. So, on the allergen scale, macadamias come very, very low. I think I've only met 5 people in my life that are specifically allergic to macadamias. If you have a tree nut allergy, you probably want to be a bit careful with this oil, because this is raw, crude, cold-pressed macadamia oil. You go back, you see there's a different colour. It's a lighter oil. The skin oil is actually refined. Sometimes people think refined is a bad thing. All that means is it's filtered. There's no chemical stuff done. It just means we filter the oil, remove the colour, the smell, and the protein that cause an allergen. So our skincare products are allergen-free, but if you are allergic to macadamias, you will know, and you don't want to touch that. Macadamias also poisonous to dogs. Just let you know. Let your dogs in.
We want to make sure Morgan catches his plane, so we will let him go. But
you're going to give away 1 bottle. Okay, how many nuts does it take to fill a bottle, a 16-ounce bottle? This is not a good clue,